Hey guys, here Mark the Geek. In this video, I have the LG V10 versus the Samsung Galaxy Note 5. The Galaxy Note 5 has been available since August 2015. The LG V10 is coming out very soon to the United States. So let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, let's go ahead and show you guys the physical differences between these two smartphones. Like for example, on the Galaxy Note 5, you have all glass here on the rear. Of course, the sides are curved, which makes it a lot more easier when you're handling the phone. And it feels very good, feels very premium. But the negative thing is that you cannot remove the back. And also, depending on the color that you get, it can be a very huge fingerprint magnet. That's why I choose the white, because the fingerprints are not that noticeable. Here on the LG V10, it is basically like a rubber mixed with plastic. LG calls it like a DuraGuard material here in the back. This is removable and it is very good at resisting drops. Of course, here you have the buttons that the LG has, which is volume up, volume down, and you also have the fingerprint scanner this time as the home button as well. This is the home button, and now it is a fingerprint scanner. So it is very easy to unlock your phone, because when you grasp your phone, your fingers are already there. So when you want to unlock the phone, you just tap here, boom, and it already unlocks the phone very fast. So that's something that I really like about the LG V10. Both phones here in the back have 16 megapixel cameras. This one has a heart rate monitor or sensor, which you're not gonna find here on the LG V10. But this one has a laser focus, which is very good at focusing very fast on anything. Of course, it has a flash over here, and this one has like a skin toner flash, which makes the skin looks a lot better. I forgot the name of it, but they're both cameras work very good. That's the bottom line. Both cameras perform very good. Here on the side, here you got the power button right here, and over here you have absolutely nothing. This phone, of course, the Galaxy Note 5 is surrounded by awesome, beautiful looking metal surrounding the phone, and it feels very good, very smooth as well, which is awesome. And over here on the LG V10, you have stainless steel surrounding the phone. And this time around, since this is the modern beige color, this right here is like a copper looking color, which looks very beautiful. It looks very beautiful, very attractive. A lot of people have been seeing me with this smartphone, and they automatically ask me, what the hell, what smartphone is that? Because, you know, it looks very impressive. In the bottom, both smartphones, they got everything here in the bottom. You got the speaker grills on both of them. You got the USB ports on both of them. You got the headphone jacks on both of them. And of course, on the Galaxy Note 5, you have the awesome S Pen. On this side over here, you got the volume buttons, like you see there, up and down. And over here, of course, you have absolutely nothing, just stainless steel surrounding the phone. Here on the top, you have the IR blaster on the LG V10, which you're not gonna find on the Galaxy Note devices anymore, because Samsung decided to take it away. Yeah, so this one you can actually use it as a remote, universal remote control. The Galaxy Note 5, you can't no more. On the front of these two smartphones, like you see, the Galaxy Note 5 looks a lot more smaller than the LG V10, but they're both 5.7 inch screen. The only big difference is that the LG V10 has this other screen here, which is a 2.1 screen, and it stays lit very dim, like you see there, and you have access to some functions there when the phone is off or on standby. That's very cool. I like it very much, and I think it's very useful. Here you have dual camera, 5 megapixel each, and the purpose of this dual camera is because one of them takes pictures at 80 degrees, which is the same as the Galaxy Note 5, and the other one takes a wider angle image at 120 degrees. That's the very big difference there. But here, of course, you have the sensors here in the front, 5 megapixel here in the front, and 5.7 inch screen. And of course, the bezels of the Galaxy Note 5 are very thin, almost has no bezel whatsoever. And honestly, the footprint of these two smartphones makes it look like this one is way smaller. And it's true, it feels a lot more smaller just because this one has you know, the extra screen right there in the top, and it has the stainless steel on the sides that are sticking out instead of going around the back. Like see here on the Galaxy Note 5, the curve is curving to the back. Over here, the curve of the steel sticks out, so that's what makes the phone look a little bit bigger, but honestly the screen is basically the same size. And of course, here in the front you have the home button of the Galaxy Note 5, which also has the fingerprint scanner, which you can unlock your phone by tapping and holding, or just tapping and leaving your finger there, and it'll unlock the phone very, very fast as well. When it comes to spec wise, these two phones are very different as well. Right here I'm gonna be running Geekbench 3 while I'm talking about these two smartphones. Spec wise, this phone is a Snapdragon 808 hexacore. That means it has 6 cores. It has a quad core at 1.44, and it has a dual core at 1.82. This phone over here, the Galaxy Note 5, has a Exynos octa-core, which means it has 8 cores. Has a quad core at 1.5 gigahertz and a quad core at 2.1 gigahertz. Of course, both phones have 4 gigabytes of RAM, which is awesome. On the LG G4 you had 3 gigabytes, so now they stepped it up 1 more gigabyte, so it's 4 gigabytes on both devices. Here we got the score of the Geekbench, 1478 single core, 4862 multi-core. Here is the score for the V10. You got 1134 versus 3600, which is less than the Galaxy Note 5. And that's the story of these two phones. When you're doing benchmarks, you're always going to get the better score here on the Galaxy Note 5 because of the most of it is because of the CPU. Over here in history, we're going to go ahead and see the history of Antutu, because I'm not going to do this test right now. So right here, like see, I score 61,000 on the, and if you keep on going to the other histories, 62,000, 52,000, 64,000, 62,000. So you can see they're very, very consistent. On the V10, you got 88,000, 38,000, 43,000. And that's it. I haven't done that many tests whatsoever, but it stays between that score. It stays in the high 30,000 and in the low 40,000s. But like I always say, benchmarks are not indicative of the real life performance of these smartphones. Both phones feel very, very, very smooth. The LG V10 feels very smooth managing everything from any single app to any single game. Same thing as the Galaxy Note 5. Have no problem whatsoever when it comes to managing games or controlling apps whatsoever. Of course, one of the big things about the LG V10 is that it has this second screen right here. This screen right here, if you're one of those that like to install apps to have your shortcuts nice and handy, like for example Swipe Pad and other apps like that, this feature right here is going to be very, very convenient for you. I really, really love it a lot. I don't think it's a gimmick. Some people say it's a gimmick. I don't think it's a gimmick. Here you could choose to put your name here. You could change it as well if you want. Here you got the shortcuts, which you can also change as well, and all you got to do is tap right there and just open whatever app you want very, very easily. Here you got media control, which is awesome as well. So let's say you're playing a podcast or you're streaming something to your TV, like using the Chromecast. You're gonna have the controls right there, and that's very awesome that you have the controls right there, and you could keep on working here on your phone, and it's not gonna affect the buttons over here. You're still gonna have full access to the buttons over here, and you still have full access to other apps as well. So that's very cool. I really, really like it. Here, if you click here to the side, you can also put shortcuts of your your favorite contacts. It's very easy to manage these shortcuts. Phone numbers, all you gotta do is tap right there. This is GameStop. You have the option to call or to send a message. If I want to send a message, it opens your default messaging app and lets you send the message. If you want to call, tap right there, boom, and it opens the dialer and it starts dialing the phone number, which is very cool. Here you have the option to see your calendar as well. If you have any upcoming events, you can see it right there. Here, this is a history of all the apps that you've opened, and that's it. So for me, I really like the way this second screen works. Some people will say it's a gimmick. I don't really think it's a gimmick, because even without these buttons right here in the bottom, when I have a big phone like the Galaxy Note 5 or any other phone, I end up installing like an app like SwipePad or other apps to have like my shortcuts very handy. So this prevents me from doing that whatsoever. When it comes to storage, the Galaxy Note 5 comes in 32 gigabytes and 64 gigabytes. One thing to keep in mind is that you cannot add no more storage whatsoever, because it has no micro SD slot to add more storage if you wanted to. On the V10, it does keep the option to add micro SD card, and you can add up to 2 terabytes of micro SD card if you want. And one of the great thing about this phone is that it comes only in 64 gigabytes. Yes, there's no 32, there's no 16, 64 gigabytes, and that's awesome. And of course, the battery, you can replace the battery of the V10. You cannot replace the battery of the Samsung Galaxy Note 5. But both batteries are the same size. 3000 milliamp hour battery, 3000 milliamp hour battery. Other than that, that's the big difference there. But of course, one feature that the Galaxy Note 5 has is wireless charging, which you're not gonna find on the LG V10. And believe me guys, it is very convenient. I never thought that I would use wireless charging so much as I do it with this phone. It also has the S Pen, which is another feature that for me, it's a deal breaker when it comes to buying a big phone. You got the Air Command, you got the S Note, you got the Screen Write, which is awesome. You got the Smart Select, and you got the Action Memo included here in the Air Command. And this time around, they added like some more shortcuts that you can do here on the Air Command. The S Note is a feature that I use a lot, especially with the pen. And when it comes to doing videos, like for example, this one that I'm doing right now, I do all the writings and all the things that I need to talk about my reviews here on the smartphone. And that's a feature that I cannot do on other smartphones so easily, like on the Galaxy Note 5. Now, like I said before, these two smartphones has a 5.7-inch screen. The only big difference is that the Galaxy Note 5 has a Super AMOLED 5.7-inch screen, QHD, which has a resolution of 2560 by 1440. This one over here is a QHD as well, IPS quantum display, which is 2560 by 1440 as well. They do a great job at producing colors. Honestly, the LCD on this screen is very awesome compared to other LCD phones that I've used on other smartphones. Just like the G4, I am very impressed with the quality of the LCD of this phone. One feature that I really like about the LG V10 is the video menu mode. It's a feature that you're not gonna find on any smartphone out there in the market right now. If you're one of those that are looking for a smartphone to make videos for YouTube, I gotta say, there's no other better phone than this one. This one right here has the ability to control absolutely everything when you're doing a video, and you can do it in real time. Here you have audio directional. You can control the audio that you pick up from the front, or you could pick up your voice a lot better if you want. You have wind noise filter. You have the decibels over here you could control as well. You got the white balance. You got the manual focus. You got the ISO. You got the shutter, and you got the auto exposure lock here as well. If you want to unlock it, you could go ahead and here control it yourself. And the great thing about this is that these functions you can actually perform while you're recording. So that's why I say this smartphone camera is one of the best cameras if you want to start like a YouTube channel, or if you want to upload a lot of videos to YouTube. This camera is very good for that. Another feature that the V10 has that you're not going to find on a lot of smartphones is the ability to give you 32-bit hi-fi DAC. put your your headphones, it's gonna automatically activate it there, and you're gonna have a lot of options here to control to have better audio, and it's gonna give you a lot more better audio when you connect your headphones or when you connect speakers using this input. It's gonna work a lot more better. It's gonna give you very good quality sound, and that's something you're not gonna find on a lot of smartphones out there in the market. I think there's a smartphone called the Axum. I think that smartphone, the ZTE Axum, I think that phone actually has it. But other than that, that's very cool. So if you're one of those that hook up your your headphones a lot to your smartphone to listen to music, you're gonna enjoy the sound that's coming out of this phone. Guys, and that's it with the comparison of these two smartphones. Like, see there's a lot of differences between these two smartphones. There's a lot of things you're gonna find here that you're not gonna find over here, and a lot of things here that you're not gonna find over here. So basically, at the end of the day, it's up to you what you really need from a smartphone. If you ask me which one do I prefer between these two, I still have to stick with the Samsung Galaxy Note 5 for the simple fact that it has the S Pen, and I am a very, very huge S Pen user. So you could call me hardcore S Pen user. Yes, that's me. And I can't imagine myself using a smartphone without it. I've been using it since day one, and I love it. Another feature that I really like of the Samsung Galaxy Note devices is that you have Samsung Pay, which is way better than Android Pay, and it's way better than Apple Pay. It has the technology of MST, which is a magnetic secure transmission, which is the same technology that you get from credit cards when you slide the credit cards on the machine. Well, this phone has it integrated in it, and it's very awesome that you can basically go ahead and pay almost anywhere I go. And a lot of people are surprised when I'm paying with this phone using that, because a lot of them don't have the Android Pay or the Apple Pay, but guess what, I can still pay with my phone. And for me, that's an awesome advantage that Samsung has over every smartphone out there in the market. So that's it, guys. That's my opinion. What is your opinion? Let me know what you guys think about these two smartphones. I gotta say, LG still has an amazing smartphone here that looks very good, feels very good. Construction wise, it feels incredible. And camera, has an amazing camera. It has all the other awesome features like removable battery, micro SD slot, which is up to 2 terabytes, which is amazing. And of course, the video manual mode, which is, for me, it's unique. There's no other smartphone out there in the market that has that. And of course, if you like controlling your TV and your stereo system with your phone, this phone has it as well. So let me know, guys, what you guys think about these two smartphones. Till next time, guys.